In the beginning, there was no beginning. Only a silence, deep and absolute. A formless void, cloaked in a darkness that had never known light. It was an ocean of nothingness, a fathomless abyss where time itself held its breath. The universe was a canvas, and painted and unseen, waiting for a hand to stretch across its infinite emptiness. There was no wind, no sound, no whisper of life. Only a deep, patient waiting, as if the cosmos itself were held breath, anticipating the first word, the first command that would shatter the stillness and call forth existence from the void. In this profound emptiness, a presence hovered, a spirit moving over the face of the unmade waters, a silent promise of the dawn that was to come. Then, a voice. Not a sound that echoes, but a resonance that asterisk is asterisk. A declaration that tore through the fabric of the dark. Let there be light. And in an instant, a burst of pure, unbridled brilliance. It was not the light of a sun or a star, for those were not yet born. This was light in its purest form, an essence of glory that pushed back the ancient shadows, separating them, defining them. And the Creator saw this light, this firstborn of creation, and called it good. A line was drawn in the sands of eternity. The light was named day, a kingdom of brilliance and clarity. The darkness was named night, a realm of mystery and rest. This was the first turning of the world, the first rhythm in the grand symphony of time. The evening and the morning were the first day. The waters still churned, a formless expanse without sky or shore. The Creator spoke again, the words shaping reality like a sculptor's hands. Let there be an expanse between the waters to separate water from water. And it was so. A great vault, a majestic firmament, rose up, pushing the waters apart. A celestial dome marched over the deep, a breathtaking canopy of sapphire and air. He called this expanse sky. Below it, the gathered seas, above it, the mists and vapors of the heavens. It was a space for clouds to drift and for winds to be born. It was the second day, a day of division and definition, a day that carved out the stage upon which the grand drama of life would unfold. The evening and the morning were the second day. Below the new sky, a world lay submerged. The voice, now weaving the very geography of the planet, commanded, let the water under the sky be gathered to one place, and let dry ground appear. With a groan and a shudder, the earth obeyed. The great waters receded, pulling back to carve out the basins of the oceans and the seas. And from the depths, land began to rise. Mountains buckled and strained towards the heavens, their peaks scraping the clouds. Valleys were carved out by the retreating floods. Continents broke the surface, their shores kissed by the foam of the newly formed seas. The Creator looked upon this raw and tamed earth, the separation of land and water, and saw that it was good. The dry ground he called land, and the gathered waters he called seas. The world was no longer just a watery orb, it now had a foundation. The evening and the morning were the third day. But the new land was barren, a canvas of silent stone and dust. The Creator's vision was not one of emptiness, but of abundance. The divine command went forth once more, not to divide, but to bring forth life. Let the land produce vegetation, seed-bearing plants and trees on the land that bear fruit with seed in it, according to their various kinds. And from the soil, a miracle of green erupted. Tender shoots pushed through the earth, unfurling into delicate leaves. Grass carpeted the plains like a soft, living velvet. Flowers bloomed in a riot of color, releasing their first perfumes into the air. Great forests rose, their branches reaching for the sky, their roots digging deep into the soil. And every plant, every tree, held within it the secret of its own continuation, the seed, a promise of future forests, of harvests yet to come. The earth was alive, breathing, and the Creator saw that it was good. The stage was set, but the theater was dim, lit only by the abstract light of the first day. The Creator looked to the vast expanse of the sky and spoke again, painting the heavens with celestial fire. Let there be lights in the vault of the sky to separate the day from the night, and let them serve as signs to mark sacred times, and days and years. And so it was. He made two great lights, the greater light to govern the day, a blazing orb of golden fire that bathed the world in warmth and brilliance, and a lesser light to govern the night, a silver disk that cast a gentle, ethereal glow upon the sleeping world. It was not alone. He also made the stars, scattering them across the dark canvas of the night like a handful of diamonds, each one a distant fire, a point of wonder in the infinite dark. These celestial bodies were not just for light, they were for rhythm. They became the keepers of time, the silent guardians of seasons, the celestial clock by which the universe would turn. The Creator set them in the sky, and he saw that it was good. The evening and the morning were the fourth day. The seas, vast and deep, were silent no more. The Creator's voice resonated through the waters. Let the water teem with living creatures. At his word, the oceans exploded with life. Schools of fish, shimmering like living jewels, darted through the currents. Great whales, majestic and immense, moved through the deep with a slow, ancient grace. Creatures of every shape and size, from the smallest plankton to the great leviathans of the abyss, filled the waters. The sea was no longer just water, it was a living, breathing kingdom. And the sky, once empty, was now filled with the sound of wings. Let birds fly above the earth across the vault of the sky. And they appeared, soaring on the wind, their calls echoing through the new air. Eagles with keen eyes, sparrows with joyful songs, great flocks that moved like a single, flowing river across the sky. The Creator blessed them, saying, "Be fruitful and increase in number and fill the water in the seas, and let the birds increase on the earth." And he saw that it was good. The evening and the morning were the fifth day. The land, green and vibrant, awaited its inhabitants. The voice spoke again, calling forth a new wave of existence. Let the land produce living creatures according to their kinds, the livestock, the creatures that move along the ground, and the wild animals, each according to its kind. And the earth brought them forth. Herds of livestock, gentle and strong, appeared on the grassy plains. Wild animals, powerful and free, roamed the forests and the mountains, the lion with its fearsome roar, the deer with its silent step. And the small things, the creatures that crawl and creep, filled the undergrowth, each with its own purpose, its own place in the intricate tapestry of life. The land was now teeming, a vibrant ecosystem of predator and prey, of the great and the small, all moving to the rhythm of the newly created world. And the Creator saw that all of it was good. But the masterpiece was not yet complete. There was a pause, a moment of divine intention. Then, the Creator spoke, not to the elements, but as if in counsel with himself. "Let us make mankind in our image and our likeness, so that they may rule over the fish in the sea and the birds in the sky, over the livestock and all the wild animals, and over all the creatures that move along the ground." This was not just another creation, this was a reflection. From the dust of the ground, a new form was shaped. It was not forged from light or carved from the sky, but molded from the very earth it was meant to steward. And into this form of dust, the Creator breathed the breath of life, and the man became a living soul. A being of both earth and spirit, of dust and divinity. Created in the image of God, male and female, they were given a charge, a blessing, and a purpose. Be fruitful and increase in number, fill the earth and subdue it. Rule over every living creature. They were not just inhabitants, they were caretakers, mirrors of the Creator in his own creation. And God saw all that he had made, and it was very good. The evening and the morning were the sixth day. Thus, the heavens and the earth were completed in all their vast array. On the seventh day, the work was finished. But this day was not marked by a new creation, but by a holy cessation. The Creator rested, not from weariness, but in completion. He blessed the seventh day and made it sacred, a day of peace, a divine pause in the rhythm of time. It was a seal upon all that had been made, a testament to the perfection of the work. The universe, born from a word, now breathed in a state of perfect harmony. The light and the darkness, the land and the sea, the plants and the animals, and the man and woman made in God's image all existed in a delicate, beautiful balance. The story had begun. The dust had been given life, the silence had been filled with song, and the darkness had been given a name. And in the stillness of that first Sabbath, the newborn world rested, held in the loving gaze of its maker.
Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe.